you've probably heard about folks like Wyatt Earp, Jesse James, Doc Holliday, and Wild Bill Hickok. Legends of the frontier whose stories are known all over the world. The Old West is full of tales about courageous men and women who helped shape the country. But this isn't another tall tale about some make-believe pistol-packing paragon of justice wandering the territory looking for another wrong to right. No, the story you're about to hear is about three men who are by no means saints, but often found themselves in aid of those who could not stand up for themselves. Brave and often ruthless men who traversed the territories, leaving a trail of death in their wake. This is the story of three brothers. This is the legend of the Brothers Floater.
All right, fellas, let's just take it easy.
I said, get off your damn horses.
Do what he says, boys. Nice and slow.
Any valuables you got? Let's have them.
Take a couple steps forward. Forward. Go ahead and grab them horses.
Say, them some real nice guns you got there, boy.
Glad you like them.
Why don't you hand them over?
I'd rather not, if you don't mind.
Oh, you poor, stupid son of a bitch. I think you might want to get right with the Lord.
Fort, keep quiet now.
This ain't a negotiation. I'll be taking them pistols. You decide if you're upright or not when I do.
Friends, we should take a moment here and pray for the souls of these three poor men. The frontier can be an unforgiving place, and sometimes folk run afoul of the worst sorts of people. Now, you'll recall, I'm sure, that the floaters had made their way to Strawberry at the behest of Miss Katherine Morgan. It was there that Phil, the eldest brother, met Charles Kane, who claimed to be behind Strawberry's impressive prosperity. After this seemingly clandestine meeting, Phil gathered his brothers and the three began making their way into Big Valley and the Morgan Ranch. Preoccupied with the discussion pertaining to the surprise revelation that Fart was a hero to the people of Strawberry, the brothers failed to mind their surroundings and were ambushed by three would-be thieves.
All right, empty your pockets. Everything you got.
And your guns. Slowly. Don't get no ideas now. You too, blind man. Now you be real careful with them revolvers, boy. Don't want you scratching up my new pistols. What's a blind man need a gun for, anyway?
Much less, two.
Phil, you want to tell them why Frank's got them guns?
I don't think so. I think it'd be better if Frank just showed them. What do you say, Frank?
Happy to.
God damn, Frank! That was beautiful! Phil, look at that! Frank got him right between the eyes! Those stupid fuckers didn't know who they was messing with. Look, Phil, look at...
Yeah, that's real nice, Fart. Thanks for making quick work, Frank. Hey, Fart, help me get them horses.
Whoa! Whoa there now. Come on, pale horse. Settle down, boy.
Whoa, Bailey, whoa. Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
Hey there, Morte. Attaboy. Here you go. Nice peppermint. Yeah, attaboy. What we gonna do with them bodies, Phil?
Before or after we loot them?
They probably got a camp nearby. Might even have their horses tied up. We could sell them in town.
We'll have to try and come back tomorrow. It's getting dark, and I think we'll have an easier time finding their camp in daylight. For now, let's just move the bodies off the road and get moving again.
Helpful to folk if you can really get Central Union to consider building a new rail line up this way. All those peoples and goods getting up here faster can't be bad if you ask me. Hell, if he can really do it, I'd say vote him in as governor.
That might just be what he's aiming for. He's certainly trying to give the appearance of an honorable man, but there's always bodies buried somewhere. Ain't that right, Phil?
Are you sure we can't go check out that little hideaway he was telling you about? I mean, if we could see it for ourselves, maybe we could let other people know Kane ain't as clean as he wants people to think. Phil? You listen to me, Phil?
Hey, Phil!
What? Oh. Sorry, brothers. I was just thinking about something else. What were you asking?
Fart here wants to go to Kane's whorehouse.
I already said no.
Oh, come on, big brother. You already forbade me from drawing my guns. You're really gonna make me keep my britches on, too? I'm gonna get all wound up inside, and if that happens, well, I can't be held responsible for things I might do.
Well, if you start to feel any sort of unnatural urges, I suggest you go out into the woods there, find a nice cozy tree, and take matters in hand, if you get my meaning.
Hey, Phil. It just now occurred to me that Miss Kitty's letter may actually be an invitation from Mr. Morgan. This fella Kane came in and usurped his power as it was, and maybe Mr. Morgan needs us to come in and help balance things out.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. If he's asking for us, then I think this Mr. Kane is an even bigger problem than we know. But I suppose we'll find out for certain before too long.
Are we sure that this Kane feller is the bad guy in all this? From what you was telling us, it really don't seem that way to me. He helped to build that town, gave folks opportunity they might not have had otherwise.
Giving folk a chance to make a life for themselves don't make you a saint, Fart.
Frank's right, little brother. Man like that doesn't get to where he is by giving away his money to help folk. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say he's making people pay in some way. Taxes or leases on their land, maybe.
Ah! Son of a bitch!
Frank, you all right?
Who the hell's shooting at us?
Get down, Fart!
I don't see anyone.
That's because it's fucking dark! Quiet! Frank, you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It just winged me. There's barely any blood. The fucker ruined my favorite jacket.
I can get you a new coat. I can't replace my brother. You hear where it came from?
Yeah, over there. Maybe they ain't too keen on our company.
Good thing we got off the horses. We was setting ducks up there. Any idea how many we're up against?
Just one. All the shots came from the same place. Just over yonder.
All right, then. Think you can make your way around and sneak up on him?
If you keep him shooting, if he stays quiet, it'll take a lot longer to find him.
Well, let's give him something to shoot at.
Exactly what I was thinking. Get moving, Frank. Stay low. Hey! Hey, you little pissant! Can't you hit me?
God, I love playing hide and seek. Hey! Hey, you inbred son of a bitch!
One of these days, this trick isn't gonna work. Lord, please don't let it be today.
Ha! Missed again, you piece of dog shit!
Couldn't hit a steer if it was standing still in front of you.
I don't know how much longer we can keep this up, Phil. He's getting closer with each shot.
Yeah, but so is Frank. We just gotta give him more time to...
It's all right, boys. Turns out this piece of shit ain't as stupid as we thought.
I don't know how he does it, but I think the good Lord he does.
Let's go see who tried to give us such a warm welcome.
I can't wait to meet him and give him a welcome of my own.
Hold up a minute, Fart. I need you to go around that way, behind the barn there.
Why?
Because it's a good bet that this bedwetter wasn't alone, and I don't want to get caught with my pants down. You just hang back, count to as high as you can go, then sneak up around and flank anyone who might be waiting for us to gather up. If everything's okay, I'll call for you. If not, well, then do what you do best.
I got you. Be careful, Phil.
Shut your Loudmouth. You should be thanking the good Lord it was me who come sneaking up on you and not my brothers. Neither of them is as even-tempered as I am.
Good job, little brother. So who's our little sharpshooter? Well, fuck me, it's a kid.
And he's got a mouth on him. He's been cussing up a storm since I put my gun to his head. Here's his rifle.
A Litchfield? Not bad. All right, boy. Why don't you start with who the hell you are and why you're shooting at us?
I don't have to tell you nothing.
You drop your guns this instant and step away from my brother, or so help me God, I will end you. I warned your boss I wasn't playing around anymore.
You better do what she says. She's a much better shot than I am, especially at this range.
All right, we're letting him go. Put it away, Frank, and put your hands up slow.
You dumbasses! Give me my rifle. We done told you before to stay away.
You got him, Henry?
Yeah, I got him.
And I got you.
Aw, hell.
Miss, my brother here has ordered me not to commit any acts of violence without his express say-so. However, I do have a rather difficult time when it comes to obeying, especially when my kin is being threatened. So I would see it as a great kindness if you would save me the severe tongue lashing I'm likely to get for disobeying and put down your gun and step on over here. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to have to empty this boy's head before ruining what I'm sure is a very pretty dress.
She ain't afraid of you. She can hit a raccoon at 50 paces.
Kid, you best keep your mouth shut. Fart there's as likely to pull the trigger because he don't like the tone of your voice.
I swear to God in heaven that if you don't drop your gun, I will kill you and send your worthless corpse right back to Kane.
Kane? We ain't working for Kane.
What do you mean you ain't working for Kane? Who the hell are you, and why'd you come here if not to stir up trouble?
'Cause you asked me to come.
Philip Floater? Is that really you?
It has been a long time, Miss Katherine.
Good Lord, it's so good to see you. All of you. Oh, Frank, it's so good to see you again.
I hope you've been keeping well, Miss Kitty.
Oh, and Fart. Oh, you need a haircut, young man. Oh, my God.
It's mighty nice to see your face again, Miss Kitty.
Oh, Phil, I can't believe you're here. It's been too long, far too long.
What the hell is going on here? Who are you people?
Well, kid, that big bear of a man holding on to your sister like some kind of prize won at a carnival is Phil. The blind one there is Frank. And they call me Fart. Your sister wrote us and asked us to come help her with some trouble, and Phil ain't never been able to resist when a lady asks him for anything. So, here we are.
Oh, I didn't write to you. I wouldn't even know where to send a letter.
Wait, you're the Brothers Floater? With all the stories I heard about you, I just expected, I don't know, more?
You hear that, boys? People telling stories about us.
People is always telling stories about us. But I confess my curiosity to know just what stories you've been hearing.
Papa used to tell me that you three were the worst kind of scum. He said that the reason my sister can't ever get married is because she's spoiled goods thanks to you lot.
Henry!
You should really mind your tongue in the presence of a lady.
I'm just saying what Papa said. He always said that he'd never heard of anyone more bloodthirsty and cruel as the Brothers Floater. That's why I wrote to you. I figured someone like that wouldn't back down from a low-down thieving piece of shit like Charles Kane.
Language, Henry.
Sorry.
Wait, you asked them to come? When? How did you even find them?
It wasn't easy, and I was starting to think they wasn't coming. I sent the letter almost 3 months ago. Things were starting to get real bad for us. No one would deal square with us, and with all the hands being run off, I knew we needed help. I remembered what Papa used to say about the floaters, and I heard some stories in town about the helped out folk in need. Well, I didn't think they'd come if I sent the letter, and Papa said that one of them had been really sweet on you. So I sort of read your diary so I could make it sound like it was you who was asking.
You went through my personal belongings?
I had to.
I'll be dealing with you later, young man. For now, I expect y'all are hungry. Come on in the house and we'll have supper. Henry, you can stay out here. I'll send Rosalita out with a plate for you.
Ay, mis amorcitos. There's plenty more if any of you are still hungry.
Gracias, Rosalita. But if I eat any more, I'm gonna need bigger trousers.
Ooh, I think I can manage another helping.
Claro que sí. Of that, I have no doubt, my sweet boy. Y tú, mi angelito, ¿cómo está? How is my little angel? How is your wound?
It's already feeling better thanks to this fine meal. Thank you, Rosalita.
Everything was wonderful, as usual. Thank you.
Then I'll be right back with another plate for you, mi amor. Ay, gracias por Dios, porque todo mi...
So, how long has it been since your father passed, Miss Katherine?
Just over 8 months now. It wasn't even a week before Kane started sniffing about. When he first showed up in Strawberry, Kane seemed like a good man. The things he promised people were just too good to believe. It was only a few months after he arrived that the first buildings began to sprout up, and we started seeing more families arriving looking to work in Kane's lumber camp.
Where'd he come by his money?
It's family money. The Kanes made guns and sold them to both sides during the war.
Well, I just don't get it. Why come out here to the armpit of the territories? He could be making a killing selling guns to the military, seeing as they're still fighting with the native tribes, not to mention the French.
No one knows and no one seems to care. Charles Kane promised opportunity to folks and he delivered. It wasn't until people were shackled into one of his deals that they then realized Charles Kane wasn't the philanthropist he appeared to be. A few people spoke up, but then suddenly disappeared.
Didn't the sheriff look into it?
That rat bastard ain't gonna get off his fat ass so long as he's being paid well, and I promise you, he's in Kane's pocket.
I'm guessing people stopped asking questions after that?
Well, not right away, but after Kane opened up his little house of debauchery...
You talking about that hotel of his? Forgive me, Miss Kitty, but ain't nothing about that place could ever be considered sinful.
There's nothing to forgive. It isn't the first time I've heard that kind of language. And to your point, Mr. Bartholomew, I wasn't talking about that eyesore of a hotel. Mr. Kane, horrid as he may be, isn't stupid. There's a not-so-secret place hidden in the hills west of Strawberry where folks can go and luxuriate in whatever sinful behavior they wish. Gambling, pleasures of the flesh, drinking, even narcotics. And as I understand it, Mr. Kane is the sole beneficiary of all the profits, though I don't think I could prove that.
Is that the place he mentioned to you while you was playing cards this afternoon?
Well, more than likely.
You met Kane?
This afternoon, when we arrived in Strawberry.
And what did you think of him?
First impression was that he thought rather a lot of himself. The more he talked, though, the more I got a feeling there was more to him, and I wasn't gonna like it. After what you've told us, seems like I was right to feel that way. So what is it he wants? What's he bothering you for?
Power. Papa said Kane had his eyes on the governor's mansion. He said Kane would kill his own mother if it meant he'd get another vote.
Begging your pardon, but while this is all very fascinating, I am perplexed as to our purpose here.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure why Henry thought we needed your help. Not that I'm not over the moon with joy to see all your faces again after so long, but things aren't really that bad that we'd need men of your disposition.
You never were a good liar, Miss Katherine. How about you tell us what's been happening since your father passed? And maybe, together, we can all figure out how we can help you.
It's really not that.
Miss Katherine, we didn't come all this way for no reason.
The sheriff told us Papa died of natural causes, but I've never actually believed it. At the funeral, Kane showed up and made a rather insulting offer, and when I refused, he insinuated that he knew we didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. Now, at the time, that wasn't true, but Kane made sure that no one in town would do business with us. It forced us to have to go all the way to Blackwater to get supplies. when we ran out of money, most of our hands left. We were doing all right with the ones who stayed for a bit until Thomas had been with us for a long time, as long as I can remember. He was like a second father. The sheriff said that he had been cheating at cards and that some strangers had taken offense, but I know it was Kane. Coward didn't even have the balls to kill Thomas himself. After that, everyone else left, and it's been just me, Henry, and Rosalita. We've been busting our backs, but there's so much to keep up on, and we've got no money. Kane's taken everything, and now he...
Shh, it's all right, Miss Catherine. You don't have to worry anymore. The three of us can help get your ranch back in working condition.
But I just told you I can't pay you.
If I may, Miss Kitty, you make sure we have meals as good as what you served us this evening, and I swear I'll move mountains for you.
I'll take a soft bed and a decent roof keeping me dry at night along with those meals. That'd be payment enough for me.
The good Lord knows that hard work is its own reward, and it's been a long time since we've done a truly honest day's work.
Thank you, all of you. You'll have warm beds and plenty to eat while you're here, and you'll have my eternal gratitude on top of that.
Well then, we should all get some rest. We're going to want to get an early start to see what all needs to be done.
Well, then let me show you to your rooms. Good morning, Phil.
Well, good morning, Miss Catherine. Hope you slept well.
I did, thank you. Rosalita will have breakfast ready soon. How long have y'all been awake?
Since before dawn. We thought it might be a good idea to get a look at the property to see what needs attention. Fence looks pretty bad. I've got Fart and your brother walking it now to see if it needs to be completely rebuilt or just repaired. We had a look at the chicken coop and saw some tracks that probably coyotes. We want to make sure nothing gets in there in the future. As for the barn, it's in pretty good shape. We'll have to make a few repairs, of course.
Well, I've got a few supplies in the barn you could use.
Oh, I hope you're not talking about that rotten pile in the back. Forgive me, Miss Catherine, but I wouldn't use that to build an outhouse. With your permission, I think we'll need to borrow your wagon and head into town to get what we need.
Kane's got everyone under strict orders not to sell to me or anyone working for me.
Don't you worry none. We'll get it sorted.
I still can't believe you're all here. When I woke up this morning, I thought for sure I'd been dreaming.
That's a feeling we both share.
I've thought about you boys a lot over the years, wondering where you were and what you might be up to. I heard stories, of course, but I was never sure if they was truthful. Some of those stories were downright insane.
Well, I imagine there was some amount of exaggeration.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I'd love to hear about your travels and all the folks you met along the way. I've always wondered if you ever found that piece of land where you said you'd build your home.
I sort of gave up on that dream.
It was such a beautiful dream. Why would you ever give that up, Phil?
Yeah, first of all, them brothers of mine need constant supervision, or I've no doubt they'd end up swinging from the gallows, especially Fart. But if I'm being honest here, just didn't seem as appealing after that night. Going off and building up my own farm just didn't seem right without someone to build it with.
Phil, I know that.
Hey, Phil! We finished checking them fences, and you were right. It's a real mess. Henry thinks we could repair it, but I'd feel a lot better if we just rebuilt all of it.
Well, I guess it's time to start making a list. Tomorrow we can head into town and make an order. Hopefully it won't take long to get what we need. In the meantime, we should probably...
Hey, Miss Kitty, you expecting company?
No. Why do you ask?
Because there looks like there's a couple of riders heading this way. Actually surprised Frank didn't say nothing.
Hey, Frank! We got riders approaching.
Yeah, I heard them.
There's 4 of them, right?
Seems that way.
Morning, Miss Morgan. Looks like you got a couple of new farmhands. Hope you were kind enough to warn them about how dangerous it is working for you.
You can turn right around and ride on back to Strawberry and tell Mr. Kane that I decline his offer.
Miss Morgan, there's no need to make this difficult. You and I both know there's only one way out of your current financial situation. Mr. Kane's offer is more than generous. We'd be more than happy to help you hook up your wagon.
The lady has declined your invitation. I think it'd be best if you respected her wishes and headed on back to town.
This don't concern you none, shitheel.
Begging your pardon, I believe it does.
Well, no one asked you, you blind lunkhead.
Listen, friend, this don't have to get ugly. You just go on back to Mr. Kane and let him know that Miss Morgan declined his invitation. Now, if this isn't to his liking, he's more than welcome to come out here himself and make whatever offer he has in person.
You do well to stay out of Mr. Kane's business. Now, we were sent to fetch Miss Morgan, and we're not leaving without her, so back off or I'll kill you where you stand.
Frank.
What the hell? You shot my gun out of my hand.
And that was the blind one. You want to press your luck and see what those of us with sight can do?
I suggest you all run along now. We've got quite a bit of work to get done, and you're holding up our progress.
You're gonna pay for this.
Ain't it funny how people keep telling us that, Phil?
Fucking hysterical, fart.
Let's go, boys.
You didn't kill them? Why didn't you kill them?
Well, there wasn't a need for that.
Kane's not gonna like this. He's gonna try and get even.
Don't you fret none, kid. I guarantee Phil, he's already got himself a plan.
I do, and it starts with us getting some breakfast and then getting to work on that fence.
Sounds good to me. Come on, kid. Let's get some bacon.
He's right, Phil. Kane's a proud man, and he'll take this as an insult. You shouldn't have done that.
Are you saying that you would have gone with them?
I wouldn't have made it easy for them, but yes, I would have gone. I would have listened to his offer and then told him I'd think on it. He would have left me alone for a while after that.
Well, then I guess I saved you a trip into town then.
I'm serious, Phil.
I know, but don't worry. I'm not gonna let anything bad happen, all right?
All right, Philip Floater. I trust you implicitly. Hey, Frank, that was a pretty impressive shot.
I was trying to get his trigger finger. Guess my sight's a bit off.
I get that sight.
Come on, let's get you boys some breakfast.
The Legend of the Brothers Floater, Episode 3, Miss Kitty Morgan. Directed by Travis Box. Written and produced by James Robinson. Story by James Robinson. Characters created by James Robinson, Travis Box, and Danny Haddam. Music by Danny Haddam. Featuring the voice talents of Travis Box, Danny Haddam, James Robinson, Jeff Mitchell, James Blend, Shane Phillips, Rob Shirley, Stephen Newhand, Stephen Fisher, and Samantha Stark. The Legend of the Brothers Floater is a Not Another Podcast production.